how did you two meet?
Would you like to go ahead?
You tell your story, and then I'll tell the correct version.
Well, there's only one story.
Go ahead.
Okay, we met covering a murder trial, the Cory school shooting murder trial, and Jason McLaughlin on trial, where you came up, and I distinctly remember you making comments about my looks. I remember that, after we had gone out for a couple days. Don't you remember that?
Yeah,
no?
but I
Okay.
remember something else, too. Do
I
you
don't
want to share that?
No, I don't remember that.
Okay.
And then, I don't know when it was it months later when Scott Radel went missing, when it ended up in the Mississippi River, and you were up covering that. I worked in St. Cloud at the time, and radio. And then you had asked me out on a date. That's how I remember the story.
Really?
Go ahead.
In reality, it's much different than that. Yes, we did meet at a murder trial in St. Cloud, and months later, or even a year later, it was when a SCSU student went missing, and I was up there every single day covering it, and we saw you pretty much every single day covering it. So my photographer, who I just love and don't get to see so much anymore, but I know he would tell the same story, Jeff Ganal, said we should invite Cory out to lunch. We were going back to the cities and we weren't going to be up here anymore. We should invite Cory out to lunch and just thank him for all the help that he's given us.
I
Yeah,
remember that part. Yeah.
So I said, okay, well, I'll call him. I called him, and we're driving to Granite City, and I call him, and I say, hi, Cory, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just on my way to the doctor. I'm just not feeling good. I said, oh, okay, so you probably don't want to meet us out for lunch then. We're heading back. And he's like, oh, well, where are you going? What time are you going to be there? And lo and behold, who shows up? I'm not sure if you ever went to the doctor.
I got my antibiotics.
That's the story.
No, yeah, I got my antibiotics, but it was on my way home. I needed to go home and rest anyway, so I needed some food in me.
Right.
So that's basically how I remember it. Where you asked me out.
No, I did not.
Just so, Cory, we're clear to people watching this story, you weren't involved with the trial. You were just reporting the trial and working with Jessica, right?
I was covering the trial for the St. Cloud radio station at the time where I was news director. So I was covering that trial, and then it was probably a year later when the Scott Radel story came.
And so you were a source for down here.
Right.
It's basically
a
how
good source, I might add.
He was a good source. He was very good.
Awesome. Okay. Let's move on then to the Twin Cities, and what kind of things do you both enjoy doing here locally? Are you like visiting museums? Do you guys go to local events and so forth? What kind of things interest you?
You know, I think since we've met, we've worked such opposite schedules that we haven't had a tremendous amount of time to go do something together. I think when we do, it's you know, a wild game or a Twins game or biking or rollerblading or out on a lake or something like that. But we haven't had a tremendous amount of time. We've gone to some plays.
It's really only been in the last 2 months that I've had weekends off, so we've actually had days off during the week together.
Okay.
Because before that, I was always working like a Saturday through a Wednesday, and he was working Monday through Friday, so we'd have to take vacation to actually have a day off together. So that's only been in the last 2 months, and with 2 little ones at home, now it's difficult to go and do a lot of that stuff. But when we do take time off in the summer, we like to head up north. That's where I'm from. That's where your folks have a cabin, and just do all the traditional water sports and water skiing and hanging out on the lake and stuff like that. So that's more what we're taking time off to do, I guess, right now.
Okay. When you're able to go out, are babysitters folks you know or family, or how has that experience been going for you?
Well, when we do go out,
yes,
because somebody doesn't like to leave the children. It's usually just a couple neighbors that will watch a babysitter.
Is there like a 10-sheet screening process that they have to go through, or?
Not for me.
Well, no.
They have to pass a physical.
No, we have a neighbor girl who does a really nice job, and we know her family really well, so we'd really trust them and trust her, and we know that if she ever needed anyone, that her parents would be down in a heartbeat, so that has worked well for us.
Really what you meant to say was, if she ever screws up, we know where she lives.